Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so moving along in our Math 30-1 polynomial functions unit, next topic is called the remainder theorem. So what we're working towards is, well, you guys learned how to factor stuff like this in Math 10 and Math 20, right? So this would equal like x minus 8 and then x plus 1, right? Well, what we're working towards in this next unit is like, well, how do you factor something bigger? Okay, so if you have something like, x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1, are you able to go ahead and factor this guy? Okay, so we need to learn some techniques to be able to factor, degree 3 or degree 4, degree 5 polynomials, and the remainder theorem is going to be one of those skills that we're going to be able to need for those. All right, so example 1, we have to divide using long division. Okay, so first of all, when we're dividing, this is like what you would have learned in grade 4 or 5. Okay, so what we're doing here is, well, first of all, you cannot divide 4 into 2, but you can divide 4 into 29. So 29 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28, and you have a remainder of 1. Okay, so this is kind of how we start. So I'm going to do example 1a and 1b simultaneously here. So similarly, what you do is, like, when I'm doing this guy, if we have x cubed divided by x, okay, well, what's x cubed divided by x? The answer is x squared. Now we're going to multiply that to this term over here. So x squared times x is x cubed plus x squared, and we're going to subtract. Those guys cancel out. 4x squared minus x squared is 3x squared. Okay. Next step, we bring down the 3, and then go 13 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12, with a remainder of 1. Same idea over here. Bring down the 5x. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. 3x times x plus 1 is 3x squared plus 3x. We're going to subtract these. These guys cancel out. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Back to example A. Bring down the 7. 17 divided by 4 is 4, with a remainder of 1. Bring down the 3. 2x divided by x is 2. Multiply, and we get a remainder of 1. So this is the idea for long division. Now, I'll show you another example in a second here, but you definitely need to understand how long division of polynomials works. But we do have a second method, which we call synthetic division, which is a much easier way that we're going to use practically when we're doing these questions later on. Okay, so yeah, I can say conceptually you need to understand how this works, but again, yeah, we do have a shortcut which is better. Part C. You might have seen stuff like this in elementary school as well. So doing this, if I have an answer of 2937, well, that's equal to 4 times 734 plus 1. Okay, so if we check this out here, the answer, the quotient, is this guy over here. This is the quotient. 4 was the divisor, and this is the product, or the polynomial, and this is the remainder, right? So it's d times q plus r gives you this term over here. Applying this idea to example 1b, we should get x cubed plus 4x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals the divisor, which is x plus 1, times the quotient, x squared plus 3x plus 2, plus the remainder of 1. Let's just quickly double check to make sure that this times this plus this does equal this. I'm just going to do a bit of polynomial expansion here. All right, so we had x cubed, 3x squared plus x squared is 4x squared, 2x plus 3x is 5x, 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so it does actually work. Okay, so you may see questions where you have to do a bit of long division. Okay, or you may see a question like this where you ask to take this division and write this in this form over here. Okay, similar idea. I'm just going to do this same idea, just a bit longer. I'm just going to try to do this one a bit faster than I did in the last one. 17 divided by 3 is 5 with a remainder of 2. Bring down the 3. X to the 4th divided by x is x cubed. So I'm going to put the x cubed in the x cubed place over here. Multiply this through. X to the 4th minus 2x cubed. Subtract. The x to the 4th terms are gone. 5x cubed minus negative 2x cubed is 7x cubed minus x squared. 7x cubed divided by x is 7x squared. Multiply this down. We had 7x cubed minus 14x squared, and subtract. Those guys go. Now, this is negative x squared minus negative 14x squared is 13x squared. 23 divided by 3 is 7, with a remainder of 2. Bring down the 6. Okay, I'm going to bring down the 5x here. 13x squared divided by x is 13x. 13x squared minus 26x, like this, and subtract. These guys disappear. 5x minus negative 26x is 31x. 26 divided by 3 is 8, with a remainder of 2. Bring down the 2. Bring down the negative 73x. So now we're in the same spot on both questions here. 22 divided by 3 is 7, with a remainder of 1. 31x divided by x is 31. Multiply it through. Okay, sorry, there's no x there. So we are subtracting these guys here. Negative 73 minus negative 62 is negative 11. Okay, so this is going to be our remainder over here. So taking this guy and writing it in this form over here, we have our polynomial, which is x to the 4th plus 5x cubed minus x squared plus 5x minus 73 equals the divisor, which is x minus 2, times the quotient, which is x cubed plus 7x squared plus 13x plus 31, with a remainder of negative 11. Okay, so this is how this guy works over here, guys. I hope that this makes sense for you. Okay, so example 3, we're continuing with dividing polynomials here, but we're using something which we call synthetic division. So synthetic division is an algorithm that we use to quickly get our answer. Here's what it's going to be. So what I'm going to set up is I draw a line, kind of a grid like this. And inside the grid, I write this: 1, negative 4, 2, negative 5. Now hopefully you agree that these are the coefficients: 1, negative 4, 2, and negative 5. These numbers go right here. The number I'm going to put outside over here is 2. Okay, now a little bit confusing here, and we're going to see this more when we talk about what the remainder theorem actually is. This one we're saying that, so this is some polynomial p of x divided by some divisor x minus b. So this b value is corresponding to this number over here. So if I have x minus b and x minus 2, the b value is 2, and that's what goes right there. Okay, so here's our steps. Step 1 is we bring down the leading coefficient of 1. And then we multiply. 2 times 1 is 2, and then we add. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Okay, now we multiply and add again. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. We multiply again, and we get negative 9. So what do these numbers at the bottom mean? Well, we need to kind of understand that if I'm dividing x cubed by x, the first term is going to be an x squared. And that makes sense because if I have x cubed divided by x, I'm going to have an x squared as a result. This is x squared minus 2x minus 2. This is the constant. and that means negative 9 is the remainder. Okay, so that's how that guy's going to work over there. Same idea, for example, b. So if I'm dividing p of x by x minus b, I put the b value out here. The b value is 5. Then I have 4, 2, negative 2, negative 9. 4 comes down, we multiply. Add, multiply. Negative 2 plus 110 is 108. We multiply, and we get 531. So interpreting this answer, the last number, very large remainder here, but that's okay. 4x cubed divided by x is going to be 4x squared plus 22x plus 108. Okay, so that's going to be the answer for this one. Much quicker this way than it is doing the long division. Okay, all right, so something slightly different for example C over here. First of all, we have higher degrees, but that's okay. But the other thing is we have to remember that this is p of x divided by x minus b. Well, this is not written in this form. This is x plus something. But I'm going to rewrite x plus 1 like this. I'm going to make this guy x minus negative 1. So hopefully you see here that if I rewrite this like this, our negative 1 is the b value here. So the b value goes out in front here. And then I put my coefficients in this part, okay? So starting at x to the 5th term, here's 2x to the 4th, here's negative 7x cubed, here's positive 2x squared, negative 6x, negative 9. Steps go, bring down the 1, multiply, add, multiply, add, and we keep following these steps till we get this. So what this means is this term, if I'm going x to the 5th divided by x, that's going to be an x to the 4th term, plus x cubed minus 8x squared plus 10x minus 16 with a remainder of 7. Okay. All right. Example D is a bit different as well. Same thing with our b value here. So this is still divided by x minus negative 1. But the parts we need to head over here, we have a 1, a 5. We need to put 2 zeros here. Now the reason why the 2 zeros are here is because in this polynomial, it goes from 5x to the 4th, 0x cubed, 0x squared, negative 1x, negative 2. Okay, so these zeros here are important as placeholders, and we need to make sure that we're including these in our synthetic division here. Bring down the 1, multiply, and we get this answer here. Okay, so this answer, x to the 5th divided by x, is going to be an x to the 4th. So we get x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4x minus 5 with a remainder of 3. Okay, example E and F. So coming back to our thing, if we're going p of x divided by x minus b, well, 2x minus 3 is not in this form over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out a 2 and make this x minus 3 over 2. So now this part here is in this form like this. Okay, we'll talk about what we do with this 2 in a second here. So the b value goes up in front. It's 3 over 2. And I'm just putting in my coefficients here. Same steps. 4 comes down. 4 times 3 over 2 is 6. Add 10. Multiply 15 to 4, 6, and we get negative 2. Okay, so what this answer is talking over here, this negative 2 is our...
Can you please call 2405? This is
This is our remainder, okay? Now, if you think about this, if I go 4x cubed divided by 2x, the answer should be 2x squared, not 4x squared. And that makes sense because like we've divided by this part, but we haven't yet divided by this 2 over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide each of these guys by 2. Okay, so this becomes a 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Now, the thing we need to be careful with here, we don't divide this remainder by -2. If you're really curious about why we don't, come and find me in class, guys. Send me an email or a message like that, and I'll try to explain it in a bit more detail. But with this 2, we divide the quotient by 2, not the remainder. Okay, so this 4 becomes a 2x squared, 10 becomes a 5x, 4 becomes a 2. The remainder remains at -2. Okay. Similarly, for this guy over here, this is like a 2x minus 5 over 2, like this. So our b value that we're going to use is 5 over 2. Okay, and we have 2, -5, -8, 25. 2 comes down. 5 over 2 times 2 is 5. This goes to 0. This goes to 0. This goes to -8. 5 over 2 times -8 is -12. Yep. Nope. Sorry, I got that wrong. It is -40 over 2 is -20. So this is going to be a remainder of 5. This is a remainder. So we've divided by this part, but we still need to divide by this part here. So I'm just going to divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. 2x cubed divided by 2x will be a 1x squared minus, that guy disappears, -8 divided by 2 is 4, with a remainder of 5. Okay. So guys, in the next example, we're going to start working towards what the remainder theorem is. This video was just about how division works in dividing polynomials. Okay. Hope this makes sense, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.